Hi, this is Mr. Kissinger with the Citizenship Academy in Syracuse, New York. Today we're doing grade 5, lesson 23, module 2. So we're going to be dividing 3 and 4 digit dividends by 2-digit divisors, resulting in 2 and 3 digit quotients. Reasoning about the decomposition of successive remainders in each place value. So we're going to be doing kind of the same thing we were doing in lesson 22, except we're going to be using some even larger numbers this time. If you look at number 1, it says for these we're going to divide and then check using multiplication. So no different from what we've been doing. We are going to have to do 4,859 divided by 23. And again, I'm going to estimate a number that's close to my divisor to start. So 23 is really close to 20. And I'm going to make myself a fact tree here with 20s. And I'm just going to skip count by 20s. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. And I'll stop there for now. That way, if I need to refer back to my skip counting, I can. I'm going to do all of my work over here to the right, so that way when it comes time to multiply, we can kind of have everything nice and neat and organized. So 23. If we look at our thousands place, well, we can't split 4 thousands up into 23 groups because it's not enough thousands. So we really should look at this as 48 hundreds. 48 hundreds we can split into 23 groups because 48 is more than 23. So we'll start there. How many times can 23 go into 48? Well, if we look at our skip counting by 20s, we have 20, 40, 60. 60 is too much, so that's 3. So we can go in 2 times is what would be our guess. And then we need to actually multiply to check to make sure that our guess is correct. So we're going to have to do 23 times 2, and we're going to get 46. 46 is smaller than 48, so we can subtract that out. We know our 2 is probably correct. When we subtract 46 from 48, we get 2. And it's really 2 hundreds. Now we're working out of our hundreds place. We can't split 2 hundreds into 23 groups, so we're going to need to bring down this 5, and we get 25. Well, 23 will go into 25. So how many times? We look at right back to our skip counting here, our number tree. We have 20 is obviously 20 times 1. 23 times 1 would just be 23. So that's going to go in 1 time. And when we subtract 23, we're going to get 2. And we're in our tens place now, so this 2 represents 2 tens. But we can't split 2 into 23 groups, so we have to bring down our 9. And we get 29. 23 goes into 29 1 time. It's close to 29. So we know that's going to be a 1. We subtract 23. And we're going to get a remainder of 6. So we have 211. Remainder 6. And now we can check using multiplication. We'll do 211 times 23. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. And then we have to do a 0 for our placeholder. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. And 2 times 2 is 4. We add that all together. We get 3, 5, 8, 4. So 4853. 4853 plus 6 is 4859. and that was our dividend. We know our answer is correct. So let's we'll skip B here. We'll leave ourselves some room, and we'll move right on to letter C. So let's do 7,242 divided by 34. So if we look to our first digit here, we're in our thousands place. We have 7,000s right here. We can't split 7,000s into 34 groups. We can't split 7 of anything into 34 groups, so we have to look to our hundreds place. We have 72 hundreds. So we can split 72 into two into groups of 34. 34, again, I'm going to estimate, and I'm going to estimate and round that to 30. And then I'm going to skip count by 30s down here. 30, 60, 90, 120, 150. And we'll stop there for now. If we need more, we can continue. And if I look at my 30s, it looks like 90 is too much. We can go in 2 times, so that would be my guess. We'll go in 2 times there, and then we have to do 2 times 34. So 34 times 2 is 8. 3 times 2 is 6. And we end up with 68. And 68 is smaller than 72, so I can subtract it. That means our 2 is correct. 72 minus 68 is 4. And then I need to bring down this 4 here, and I'm going to get 44. 34 goes into 44. Well, I know that goes in 1 time. 2 times it would be 60, so 1 time would be 30 or 34. 30 is my rounded number. 34 is my exact number. 34 times 1 is 34. Now I'm going to get 10 here. 34 can't go into 10. I need to bring down my 2. It can go into 102. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 3 times here. 120 would be too much. So I'm going to guess that I want that to go in 3 times. And if I do 34 times 3, I'm going to get 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1, and I get 102. So I do not have a remainder. I can subtract out my 102, and that will 0. So let's move on and try a word problem here. It says, Mr. Riley baked 1,692 chocolate cookies. That's a lot of cookies. He sold them in boxes of 36 cookies each. How much money did he collect if he sold them at $8 per box? So this is going to be a 2-step problem. I'm not going to be able to do this all with one equation. So what I'm going to have to do is, first I'm going to take a look at each part of this word problem. So I have Mr. Riley baked 1,692 cookies. He sold them in boxes of 36 cookies each. How much did he collect if he sold them for $8 per box? I'm going to underline the word each. I know we're going to want to look at that. I'm going to underline per box. And I think that's all I'll need to underline for now. When I see each, or I see the word per, I know I'm going to either be dividing or multiplying. And the way that I'm going to find out whether I'm going to divide or multiply is, am I taking a total and am I splitting it into groups, or am I taking groups and combining them together? And so when I look at Mr. Riley's total number there, 1,692 chocolate cookies, and he sold them in boxes of 36 each. I'm splitting them into boxes, so I'm splitting them into different groups. So I know I'm going to be dividing there. How much money did he collect if he sold them all at $8 per box? Well, if I have each box of cookies, so I have however many boxes I end up getting when I divide, I'm going to need to combine that number to find the total dollars that he's collecting, the total amount he's collecting. So in that case, I'm going to multiply. But let's take it one step at a time. So we'll start with our division. So we're going to divide 1,692. We're going to divide that by 36. And 36 is pretty close to 40. So I'm going to skip count by 40s here on the side. 40, 80, 120, 160, 200. And I'll stop there for now. If I need more than that, then I can always I can continue. Oh, let me get that on the page there. I can continue with my skip counting, but we'll see if that works for now. 36 won't go in. I can't split 1,000 into 36, like 1,000 into 36 parts. I would need to split that into maybe hundreds. Well, I have 16 hundreds, but 16 of something doesn't go really easily into 36 parts. So let's try 169 tens. Well, 169 tens does go. I can split that into 36 parts. So let's try 169. I'm going to look down through my skip counting. Well, I have 160 here, and then I have 200. 200 would be too much. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 40 would be 160. So let's try 4. And I'm not doing 4 times 40. I'm doing 4 times 36. So 36 times 4. And I have 24. 12 plus 2 is 1. And I get 144 altogether. And I'm going to subtract 144. I'm going to get 5, 2, and then those cancel. And I'm going to get 25. Since 25 is less than 36, I know that I can't go into that an extra time. I know that my 4 here is correct. And now I can bring down this 2. And that's going to give me 252. I only went to 200 here, so I haven't gone far enough. So I'm going to need to keep counting by 40. So I have 240, 280, and now I'm up above 252. So I know it's going to be somewhere in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will get me to 240. So let's try 6. So 40. So I have 36 times 6. I'm going to need to do some more work here on the side. 36 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 3 times 6 is 18 plus 3. I get 216. Borrow here. 6. And I'm going to get 36 left over. So because I have an extra 36, I know that this 6 is not, I didn't go into it enough times. That number should be, I can make one more group. So I'm going to change that to a 7. And instead of redoing my math here, I can just subtract another 36 because I added one more 36 and I subtracted out one more 36. So that way I don't have to redo all my math. and figure out what 36 times 7 is. I will when I check, but I'll just do 36 times 47, and I'll make sure that that equals 1,692. So let's check it. We'll do 47 times 36. We'll have 42 times 6 is 24 plus 4 is 28. And then I need a placeholder. I'm going to leave myself a whole lot of room here. 7 times 3 is 21. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. So I have 282 plus 1410. I get 9, 6, 1. 1,692, which is my dividend. So I know that 47 is the correct number of boxes. I have 47 boxes of 36 cookies, and that's going to give me my total for my cookies. But I also need to figure out how much he made, how much money he collected if he sold them for $8 per box. So if I have 47 boxes, I can draw myself. I'm going to draw myself a little tape diagram here to make sure this makes sense to me. So I know I have 36 in each box. 36. And I'm just going to draw, making an ellipse here. One, two, 46, 47. And I want to know how much I have all together. Oh, and you know what? I think I did my tape diagram wrong. This is going to be 1,692. That's what we just did here when we checked. What I really need to know is if I have $8 per box. And then I have at the end 46, 47. One, two, 46, 47. How much money altogether did he collect? So I need to do 8 47 times. So I'm going to do 8 times 47. 47 times 8. And I get 7 times 8 is 56. 4 times 8 is 48. Plus 5 is 53. And I get $536. Like I said, that was going to take a couple steps, but as long as we take it one step at a time, we do first our division, and we find out how many boxes we have, and then we multiply the number of boxes times the price per box, and we're going to find the total amount of money collected. So with the division, we're splitting into groups, and then with the multiplication, we're trying to find a total. So whenever we see words like each and per, keep in mind that could be either division or multiplication, depending on what we're doing with those equal groups. So that's where we're going to stop for today. Thank you guys for tuning in, and look forward to seeing everybody next time.